Hello, welcome back to the Beyond the Summit Summer Cup. My name is Nomad, he's Mo Farah, and this is the game where teams are going to be facing it off to try and get through to the winners bracket to ultimately earn their spot at the Summit 9, and we have a Pudge pick.
Holy shit, I'm so ready, dude!
Pablo Pudge. Yeah, Pablo loves playing Pudge, so this is pretty fun. We've also got a Silencer and a Dark Willow opening from the new guys. What is going on? I don't even know anymore. We always expect crazy things when we draft Kinguin games, and well, it seems like the new guys are going to continue on that spree. Nothing changing here.
Honestly, I was already super hyped for this Willow pick. I was like, oh my god, we haven't really seen Willow too much, apart from like Bambo in the offlane every now and then. Oh yeah, we really get to see a new hero, and then Final Chap just picked Pudge anyway, and I'm like, oh okay. Well, fair enough. This is going to be a bit of a crazy one.
Absolutely, and I think we're in the mood for some crazy. We had a bit of a stomp last game. Let's see what the and I love what Final Trap are doing here. You know what? We shouldn't have lost that. They're saying to themselves, you know, we should have come in harder than that. You know, even if we were going to lose, we didn't put up a very good fight. Let's wipe the slate clean and go for something completely different. That's exactly what they've done.
And it's a really good Pudge game as well against these two heroes. Like, they're not very mobile. They're very slow, easy to pick off with the Hook Dismember combo, and the Crystal Maiden solves the Pudge mana issues completely. So this would be interesting to see. I've got to be honest though, after casting for about 3 or 4 days, I'm very sick of seeing CM first pick every single game already. It's great to see a new hero. Great to see a new hero come back, but please stop making it every game, guys. Come on. For real.
Why did she come back?
I feel like the Crystal Nova damage really helped a lot. And the self-mana aura buff is super good as well, because it means she doesn't have to necessarily max it early on like she used to. Just keep the 1, maybe 2 points in it. And it's still super useful for your team.
And now they go for the Magnus. Hey yo, you wanted plays, we're getting them. We're going to have hooks, we're going to have RPs, we're going to have, well, Crystal Maiden, which, yeah. But we're going to have hooks and RPs, and that's what we're excited about.
I'm super pumped already. This is looking great. I mean, new guys haven't picked up their core yet that pairs with the Magnus, but we've seen a lot of offlane dual lanes of Magnus win range, and you pair the Magnus up with somebody that has a really low base attack time, and you empower the support up, and they just trade so much better against the supports. And Dark Willow is another example of that. You just empower up early on. You'll probably see a dual lane with the Magnus and Willow.
She's got the best base attack time, I believe, in starting off the game. Is that correct?
Yes, I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but
so Dark Willow Magnus.
It's very low.
Match made in heaven. Now they're going to combo over the Conqueror as well. Wombo combo. Hello, new guys. They want to do it, and they want to do it in style.
They have super good team fight as well, because all that happens now is they get a catch with either the RP, the Skewer, or the X-Torrent combo, and you just pop the Global at the same time. And all of a sudden, Final Tribe just don't have any answers to that until they build BKBs and such. So it's looking pretty rough for them. Like, their Crystal Maiden Pudge support combo can't do anything in the Global Silence at the moment. No. It is a good Bloodseeker game, though, at the moment.
It is, but, you know, it was in the hands of new guys last time. Wondering if Final Tribe can have the same success. This is feeling so pubby, though, isn't it? Bloodseeker and Pudge from the Final Tribe?
It does look like one of my pub games, that's correct. I mean, they need some kind of lockdown here, Final Tribe. They need some kind of team fight to be able to break this big synergy up from new guys.
But you know, I'm expecting to see more Pudges about, especially since I thought the change to his hook was absolutely huge. Actually, max range level 1 now. It seems good. Okay,
so this hero's got a buff, but it's still the same thing. You either hit a hook, or you don't hit it. Like, it's so hit or miss still. Like, it doesn't matter whether the hook's longer or not. Yes. So in pro games, it's very hit and miss still. And but I honestly thought Keep from LOTV would be the only person that we saw play Pudge in a pro game. But I love that Pablo's playing it now. I'm super excited. And again, this is a really good Ember game. There's not a huge amount of hard lockdown from new guys. It's only really the RP at the moment. And he'll build a Yules to deal with the silence as well coming out. So he's absolutely fine. I'm just worried that they might get run over again, Final Tribe, if this Bloodseeker doesn't have a good laning stage. And it's not an easy lane against the Kunkka. But I mean, you should win it, I think.
The Magnus Willow lane is already looking really strong. That's going to be scary for anybody to play against. Especially CM, who doesn't really take a beating very well. You know, she's just not going to be able to trade with this Willow in the slightest if she's laning up versus them.
Like both these supports are really weak in the laning. They're really bad at it. So
yeah,
I imagine they might even just end up tri-laning together, the Crystal Maiden and the Pudge.
Yeah, so it's definitely an option and might be the only viable option for them, actually.
I wonder if we see any... Sorry, I just want to say, I wonder if we see any Pudge shenanigans as well at level 1 with the hook. Because there's been some clips recently in the mid lane where if you hook them at a really awkward angle, you can actually block them off. So we'll see what happens. Could just hook them under the rune spawn as well. There's lots of different possibilities.
Or what I did with my friends, I was playing Magnus and he was playing Pudge, and we went in the mid lane and used a Coin Blade to dig through the trees, and then you just skewer a person out from the mid lane and then hook them under the tower. Easy first blood.
I've got to be honest, I somehow don't think we're going to see something as clowny as that this game.
Probably not, but you know, these mid players slightly higher caliber than the ones I play against. But you know, you never know. Never say never.
So they need, again on Final Tribe, I still feel like they're lacking some lockdown. I'm stumbling all over my words today.
It's okay, it's warm. It's warm. We're all hot and flustered, and you know, it's fine.
It's just Twitch chat.
Twitch chat?
Yeah, I just need to cool down. They say so many things. It makes me so warm and fuzzy inside.
Stop trying to suck up to the audience, dude. Jesus, get out of here. We're not having that. We're men of professional caliber. Axe banned out by the new guys, which I can respect, you know. Slightly surprising, but I guess they've got 2 melee cores already, so Axe could cause a little bit of chaos here. Talking of 2 melee cores, is there possibility for a Timbersaw this game for the Final Tribe, or is that just too greedy?
I mean, possibly. They do like playing the Timbersaw, but I'm not 100% sold on it. There is a lot of burst damage coming out from the Dark Widow and the Kunkka, so it makes it a bit of a rough Timber game. I like the Axe ban though as well. We talked about the lack of lockdown on Final Tribe. I think the Axe would have solved that issue.
Yeah.
It's super good against the Dark Willow as well. It's like the off-lane counter to Dark Willow, because she goes into Shadow Realm where you can still get that blink call off.
Okay, final pick from the Final Tribe. What's it going to be? They need an offlaner and they need someone who can kind of fill the holes in this draft. They're also looking pretty weak on tower push. Creep clear is fine, but they need something that can... So maybe the Timbersaw is not the option. I don't know. I'm not going to try and guess it. Doing so would do a great injustice to this game, so I don't think anybody's going to call this pick. Meanwhile, the new guys, they need some lockdown pretty badly. I think Final Tribe have things covered on the lockdown front. I mean, they could use a little bit more, but they could use a little bit of everything. They've got a very odd draft right now.
They need lockdown on Final Tribe, I think, to be able to... they need some kind of team fight, at least, I would say.
They need tower push, Roshan taking ability, lockdown, team fight. Okay, I'm struggling to think of a hero which does that, but...
Nyx, obviously.
Yeah, Nyx and his fantastic tower pushing.
I mean, it's a really good Nyx game, though. It's a super good Carapace game. There's so much uncontrollable damage coming out from the Shockwave, the Tidebringer, the Dark Willow. You can just run into the Bramble Maze and pop the Carapace. It's really good against Silencer. And again, it solves their lockdown issues. They don't have great objective taking, but I don't think it matters too much. It just means that they basically just have to walk them over.
Okay. Alrighty then. Well, he's got a stun. What more do you need? Wraith King comes out. Exotic Deer. He plays it on occasion. One of the few heroes that still picks this hero, to say nicely. Very unpopular right now, but I feel like he's got potential. And Exotic Deer certainly feels the same way as well. So it's going to be a Wraith King Kunkka Magnus. That's a lot of melee. Versus the Final Tribe's cores of Bloodseeker, Ember Spirit, and Nyx Assassin. Also all melee as well. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I reckon there is not going to be a dull second of this game. This is just...
Why is Pablo not playing Pudge?
That's a good question. Why is Pablo not playing Pudge?
I'm hoping they swap these around.
Unless Yanasan fan's been on the grind. But,
possibly.
You know. Has he got the Arcana? He doesn't even have the Arcana, dude.
Maybe they're just doing it for the sets. Who knows?
Yeah.
My only worry for new guys is that they don't have a huge amount of lockdown for the Ember. So I'd like to see them just absolutely smash him in lane just to solve that issue. Because if they can stop him from scaling really well, then that puts when they get to this point where they take the team fights, they don't really have to worry about him too much. Because he shouldn't have too many items if they crush him in the laning stage.
Alrighty then, let's get into it. Game number 2. Can you guys make it a 2-0, or are the Final Tribe gonna find a way to equalize and bring it to a game 3? I don't know. I'm not sure anybody can call it from this draft. There's so many factors, so many heroes we don't usually see, so many weird picks. We've got a Pudge, we've got a Wraith King. I don't know what's going on anymore. Let's just watch the game and find out.
Let's count the new heroes, dude. We've got Silencer, Willow, Wraith King, Pudge, Nick. So that's 5.
It's 5 heroes we haven't seen in like a week. Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
You know, my favorite hero to watch right now, and pretty much all of all time, is just Magnus, because I love watching Magnus, just for RP, Skewer, 2 really cool spells, which it's just fun to watch play Dota.
If anyone is interested, by the way, I tuned into a Nomad game the other day. They were playing in a fun British league. I tune in, 10 seconds later he just misses an RP and hits nobody, and I just leave the game straight away. I just didn't watch anymore after that. I'd seen enough.
Yeah, that was a Radiance. I didn't notice. Let's move on from that. Charlie on the Bloodseeker sounds pretty scary to me. This feels much more like a Charlie. I mean, I know Charlie plays a lot of Spectre, but I prefer seeing Charlie on the Lycans, on the Bloodseekers, on the high mobility, high damage, snowball potential heroes, and Spectre is certainly not that, although he does play it very well. Now down at bottom, we actually have a march in as Pablo's going leading the charge onto Exotic Deer here, but Exotic Deer does spot them out nice and early and will just be able to get himself a whale and such as well. But Final Tribe assert their dominance down here, and will probably skill themselves a rune.
How are we just watching a core Pudge, by the way? It's a position 3 Pudge.
No. It is. Okay.
He's going for a Quelling Blade to last hit.
Cool. Cool, I'm into it. I like it.
So what they've done is they've just left the Bloodseeker in the top lane alone, who's going to get absolutely owned by this Dark Willow Magnus. And they're basically just going to run at this Wraith King over and over again with these 3 heroes. And you see, they've put a ward down here. They're just going to look to get first blood straight away with the hook.
Oh, he's going for the hook. Oh, let's see if he pulls it off. There's going to be creeps in the way. It's not going to be easy. In SM Fan, he's got to prove that he's the better Pudge. And, well, there's 2 heroes right next to each other, but it's pretty easy. He pulls it off, and Exotic Deer in a world of hurt right now. Well, it's a nice 3-man Arcane Curse, but it doesn't really save Exotic Deer here. And
okay, so
ow,
Nyx
comes out.
I mean,
5 position Nyx.
Like, look at this Empower on the Dark Willow. She hits so hard.
Yeah, this is BANANAS. It's very difficult to lane versus this. And, yep. Bramble Maze also does a little bit. I'm kind of surprised that she's chosen to go for the Bramble Maze level 1, and just throws it down like that. It's got quite a long cooldown, but whatever.
No, I personally really like the Max Bramble Maze build, and just taking it at level 1 as well. I think it's probably your best skill. You want some utility, and Shadow Ram doesn't really offer that lockdown that you need. So when you get level 6, you can get some kills.
Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, Wraith King, he's 5-0 now. He's leading the CS chart after his first blood, but that's okay. But, you know, we're not expecting too much from this Crystal Maiden Pudge lane. Maybe they might be able to pull off a kill here and there, but in terms of actual asserting dominance over this lane, it's just not going to happen. The trading is going to be way too nice for Exotic Deer and Eldsash in this situation.
Yeah, I feel like the Wraithing should be able to just freely farm here. The Pudge doesn't have any armor to work with, and it's not like Crystal Maiden's defensive hero to be able to help out.
Meanwhile, in this... Oh, he's getting pretty low. He's getting there, but he's going to get alright. Spike Carapace as well helps out.
He doesn't have a salve though, so he's going to have to sit back for a little while.
Yeah, thankfully he's got 14.8 health regen with the Tango coming through. For reference, Willow's got 10 using a Tango, so just the power of the Nyx Assassin here. Queso under tower here. We'll get stunned up, but the creeps are here to absorb that tower aggro, so no real risk. And look at the terrace. This Queso just melts people. You're not the only one who's empowered, is it? Era picks up a double damage and heads back towards this middle lane. He's doing pretty well to start things off, actually, equalizing with the Kunkka, but you do expect the Kunkka to pull ahead a little bit in this lane, perhaps, unless Era can pull off a kill, which is a big ask.
Yeah, both players have to just play around this Flame Guard cooldown more than anything. As soon as that Flame Guard's up, Kunkka can't really do too much to hurt the Ember, but when it's down, Era has to be really careful.
Yasin comes in, misses the hook though, and now gets stunned up. He may well pay for this with his life, as the Skelebobs are getting to work, and Exotic Deer trying to chase through the trees. Yasin fan ducking, diving, duking, but he's going to come into Eldsash, though, getting a decent amount of damage off onto this Silencer. Handskin, he's going to give his life for this kill. Gets in, but now Exotic Deer can just chase him down. He's got a stun in 5 seconds, and he actually backs off on Exotic Deer. Very surprising.
Gets the deny on the Pudge, and then the first vision lets him... finish off the Silencer. Definitely worth.
Wow, he got the deny. Sickening. And now the hook just about misses. 1 in 3 right now.
But this is what I'm talking about. Like, if you miss the hook, the hero just doesn't really offer a huge amount.
You say that, but they just ended up getting a kill anyway, and he denied himself, so...
That's true. I guess so.
Get out of here. Mid lane. Era's kind of got Nisha alone here. Searing Chains is ready, but he decides not to use it. I guess he didn't have mana for the Flame Guard as well, so didn't want to overcommit to it. So we'll just use the Flame Guard to chase Nisha out of lane. And Nisha's got that X mark, so he can just TP back to face. I saw Arrow instinctively went forward to go for that Searing Chains, but then realised he didn't have any mana. This regen's going to be really nice for him, though. A free trip back to base.
This is how you want to play the mid lane, by the way. Whenever the runes are about to spawn, every 2 minutes, you just push the lane out really quickly with your skills. Things like Shadow Fiend with the Razors, Ember with the Flame Guard, and you just go and secure the rune for yourself while the other mid laner has to CS under tower. Really well played by Era.
Oh, the hook. It's out onto Exotic Deer. They've got him in the tree line. He's going to eat his way through, though. Looks like he will survive from this. Meanwhile, Nasenfan taking a lot of damage. Hanskin trying to do his best, but can't really do anything to stop his Pudge dying, and actually might fall himself as the Skeletons get to work. They're so fast. They're just tearing away at this Crystal Maiden, but she's got a wand available.
Yes. Curse?
Yeah, little Sash can keep chasing this and just throw out the curse in a minute. And there we go, and I think Hanskin's dead here. Yep. Down he goes, and Nasenfan will get the return kill onto Elder Sash at least, but it's a small victory.
So this is a Pudge build that I've been talking to a few people about. You actually only put 1 point in the hook, and then you max out your other 2 skills first. Go for like a 1-4-4 build.
Yeah.
Personally, I like to see the 2-3-0 just for the extra burst damage for when you get level 6. But I don't mind it too much. It's okay.
It depends on the follow-up damage you have, I guess, but he's not going to be the main damage dealer in this mid or early game situation, to be honest, because the Ember and this CM can do more than enough for that. So, yeah, I feel like it's fine.
This laning stage is going a lot better for the final tribe than I thought it would.
Yeah, it's impressive, actually. Era could be in trouble, though. He's going to have to time this very well, and does so, managing to dodge the X marks and saving himself from a boat, which would probably have got him killed. Performing well under pressure.
Yeah. This mid lane especially is going much better for Era than I thought it would. He might actually just get a kill here.
Yeah, and Nisha's kind of running around, but he's so tanky on Nisha, though. Era, though, jumping in under the tower and goes for it, and Conqueror is brought down. Kaysel comes in. He's going to pop down this Bramble Maze, but Era doesn't really know where to run. Oh, what a dodge using the Slide to Fist. He's given a nice easy countdown, but still pretty good.
That support rotation should have come so much sooner, though. I feel like if someone TP'd in, the Ember would have just been scared off. But not to be seen anywhere. Wraithking's going for a 1-1-3 skill build as well. It's actually maxing out the crit first and not going for the stun. Those skeletons have been doing a lot of work.
They certainly have. Hanskin, though. Wow, that's a whole lot of damage. Hook is out onto Exotic Deer. In comes Pablo as well on the Nyx Assassin. They're trying to bring down this Wraith King, and now the stun is out, but Hanskin's the one falling low on the backlines. He goes down, but they've got the carry. If they can get out with Nasenfan as well, this will be a good trade, but Kaysel's on the case. Going under tower. He's using that Shadow Realm hit as well, and they do finish off the Pudge.
Honestly, Silence has got an extra 10 int already. So they're pretty happy with trading down here. But then I realised there's Flesh Sheep as well on the Pudge.
That's true, that's true.
It's not the end of the world.
Infused raindrops. Nice. Stacking up.
Oh, on the Silencer.
Yep.
He's almost level 6 as well. Like, he's got so much XP because the Wraith King died first in this bot lane.
Yeah, I think Wraith King takes a step back here. You know, just embrace your new carry. Wraith King plays at support, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Perfect. Stun. Oh, Pablo. He wants to use it. He finally used it as the Frostbite comes out as well. They use the hook as well. Exotic Deer. No way does he survive this. Finally, they bring him down, but it takes them a while. You know, Nasenfan's taking a bit of damage in response. Hanskin. He's going to be alright. He's got 4 1-charges if he needs them. Yep. Decides to pop them. Uh-oh.
All this fighting,
Oh, he just about survives as well. Okay.
All this fighting in the top lane, in the bot lane, sorry, is really helping the Bloodseeker up top, though, with the first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Paytos only on 37 CS and Charlie on 46, you know. That's kind of the dominant performance we've expected to see from Bloodseekers. If anything, it might be a little bit underwhelming compared to what we see most Bloodseekers doing. But yeah, in we go, just tearing them apart. K-Saw trying to do a bit here, but I mean, even with the... Yeah, I think he's just going to get chased down here. He's still taking damage inside that Shadow Realm. And in comes the Bloodseeker, and Sash TP's in as well. That's a big mistake. Underestimating how much this Bloodseeker and Era can do while silenced. Pretty questionable. Now they're going for the Kunkka, but Kunkka's got a haste rune. And Yunasan fan.
Oh dear.
Where are the tips?
I mean, this game's pretty clowny, I've got to be honest. Like, the Ember and the Bloodseeker are just taking over the game, and like I said, they have to shut down this Ember in the laning phase, otherwise it's going to get to the point where they can't get on top of him, and he's just going to take over the game. And with the start that he's had, I'm pretty confident he's going to continue.
Wow, Exotic is actually going for the Midas on the Wraith King as well.
Jesus.
That seems very greedy. I feel like if your laning phase is this, yeah, you want to build it, but if you're one of the few kind of... I mean, I guess they're all doing a little bit badly, but...
None of them are doing particularly well.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe it's a good call, actually. Maybe I support it. Anyway, Kunkka in the middle lane gets stunned up by Pablo. The boat will be called in, but Era's just kind of playing around. They got to move out of the silence, but now they can jump back in and try and take down this Kunkka. Sorry, that was the silence on their team, but... Yeah, 3 heroes into mid, kill the Kunkka, secure a little bit more space for Era to farm up. I like the play.
Yeah, great rotations coming in by the Bloodseeker. He just walks back to the top lane again. Whenever that rupture's off cooldown, you really want to try and get something done with it. This Bloodseeker is 3 levels ahead of the Mag, by the way. Or 2.5.
That's a bit scary, as he gets a kill at top, but watching down here as the Exotic could be in trouble. No, never mind, just going to TP out of this one. They'll change their targets, they'll go for Elastash instead, but I'm pretty sure Yunasan fans got this one on lockdown. Finishes the job, no problems at all. Yeah, in the top lane, Charlie found a kill onto the Dark Willow. It was
it was a cheeky little vendetta into a stun, and then that was basically it for the Dark Willow. She's only level 4, and this is the problem with Dark Willow. If you don't have a good start, she's very XP reliant. So she kind of really needs that level 6 to be able to do her work.
Oh, Harry gets the chains onto Nisha here, and they're just going to go at each other. Meanwhile,
the stun.
Nice idea to try and pop the torrent, but doesn't quite pull off. Meanwhile, up at top, they're chasing down K-Saw. Silence will be used, though, as they try and turn this one around. And, well, Nyx Hassan makes his way through the Bramble Maze. They're actually just going to RP him. Why not? Bring down the Scorpion, and that'll be 1. Now Charlie wants to go into K-Saw here. He's taking a bit of damage, though. But, whoa, that was a lot of damage. That was a big hit.
Can he get the hook off? No, he doesn't go for it.
It's not close enough.
Very disappointing.
Very disappointing, yeah.
How is this Pudge just 3rd in net worth? What is happening this game? They're making this work so well. I guess all this action early on, Pudge just loves getting involved in that.
Yeah.
He's picked up his urn now as well.
So kills are just the name of the game for the final tribe right now. With these, especially with this Nyx Assassin and Pudge duo, they're just going to be going for everything. Get those flash heaps, get those shadows. It's the plan.
Okay, yeah, this Ember's building Yules for the global silence, for the Willow spells. It's really good against the X combo as well from the Kunkka. Very valuable item in this game.
Patos gonna get ruptured as he skewers. That hurts. Can he get the TP out though? Well, no, he can't. The hook is there, and the hook of the rupture, it just tears Patos apart. Poor little guy. Didn't know what hit him.
God.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they're going on to the Ember Spirit here. They've got the X marks. They'll put him back into the boat as well. The ulti from the Dark Willow will finish the job, and Era unable to get back to any kind of remnant he may or may not have had. Meanwhile, Pablo gonna try and stun up the Sansa, but Sansa, nice duke into the cliff there, playing around.
Yeah, unfortunately Ember does go down, but again, they had to kill him at this point in the game. I think he's so far ahead, and Bloodseeker's doing even better. He's having an amazing time.
Bloodseeker so far is the success story of this whole series, actually. Is last game we saw Bloodseeker getting out of control as well. Hanskin gets brought down. Oh, just at top. Okay. Soloed by K-Saw, no problem.
Yeah, looks like the Willow got the tome, so hits that level 6. I think he just got level 7 before that kill as well. So.
Yeah.
That level 4 Bramble Maze into the Bedlam does so much damage.
Pretty bananas.
Top lane as well. They're going on the Magnus again.
Oh no, Patos, he doesn't know what to do with himself. His TP's on cooldown, he goes to the skewer, but Era positions himself well. And, well, Searing Chains is out, will be used just to secure the kill. And Era gets, well, I'd just call it a freebie.
Pudge looks to be setting up in this mid lane as well, but Kunka just pushes the wave and goes back. I don't like these two dire wards, but in the behind the Radiant tier 1 mid, by the way. I feel like they do the same thing.
Yeah.
You need both of them.
At least put one on the high ground, for Pete's sake, I mean.
For Pete's sake.
Get it together, guys, come on. Meanwhile, up at top, Dark Willow is desperately trying to defend this tower. Goes to deny, doesn't pull it off. Could be in trouble, actually, as Ember comes forwards. Hero's looking for it, the Bramble Maze is out. And, oh, Queso just calmly walks away. Very chill. Queso didn't even care. And Era's
good use
still...
of the Bramble Maze in the trees.
Yeah, very good place. It's very 50-50 when you place a Bramble Maze in the trees. So sometimes it does everything, sometimes it just lends in all the bad places, but they found that Nyx Assassin vendetted up and they'll take him down. Meanwhile, Yanassim fan just wants to get away from this one. What's that?
They did commit a global though for the Nyx. That's a long cooldown.
Yeah, quite surprising as well, especially when you can use it for so many things up here. Fear up onto Era here. Now they get the stun off. Can they stop him from remnanting out? It looks like they can. Nice little skewer there. Do you see that? Just into the Bramble Maze.
Just very
keeping him rooted.
I felt like he had a split second there to get the Remnant off, but I might be wrong.
Whew. Wraith King changed his mind and went for an armlet. I like this. They can fight. They don't have to fear the Pudge roaming their jungle because alone he can't really do anything to the Wraith King.
I don't like this Bloodseeker's build though. I feel like he needs an item that's going to help him scale in this late game. I know they have the Ember in this late game situation, but something like even just a Maelstrom might have been okay. But it's a very good BKB game, and he needs it at some point. So if they just want to use this Bloodseeker to fight to help this Ember scale into the late game, then this is the right choice for them.
Well, they have found Elder Sash, and they get a freebie there. They're finding good kills. Meanwhile, Charlie's just been farming. He's having a great game now. Which, considering last game where he had no space at all, translate to this game where he's got buckets and buckets of space. He's in an open field, skipping through with the rainbows and the sunshine.
Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention before, by the way, is the hook rupture that we didn't really say anything about. That's a classic.
That was pretty fun. It does look like Yanassim fan's only going for the 1 point in Flesh Heap, choosing to level up the hook, getting that damage in, and of course the cooldown as well, all important. And down on the bottom lane, Charlie just keeps on going. Now the Dark Willow will TP in just as the scan ends perfectly, so they don't know that anybody else has TP'd in here. They think it's just a Wraith King. But they do decide to back out all the same. I think they do see the silencer. No, they don't. They're just being cautious. And Bramble Maze, slightly off the mark, but they get the fit. No, they don't! Oh, split second. Pretty sure Crystal Maiden just saw her life flash before her eyes. All 16 minutes and 24 seconds of it.
I hope this Crystal Maiden maxes up Frostbite next before the Aura. I feel like I've talked about this last game a little bit, but
down to the Conquer, but Paytos is here. Skewers him back under the tower, and now there's going to be a boat coming on your head, and crabs do not like boats. As Pablo gets brought down, smoke is up. We just got a kill. We want another one. Let's go to this middle lane. We've got RP available, and we're not afraid to use it. Yanassim fan farming up. Here we go. We got the X marked. Yanassim fan goes, guys, I think I'm dead, and he wouldn't be wrong. And Skin might be the +1. Aesol's giving chase, but yeah, decides just to throw down the Cursed Crown and leave it be. Meanwhile, the RP is out onto Era. Can they keep him locked down? Well, he doesn't even have a remnant available, so they just silence anyway. They've got the ultimate. Why not throw it out? And Kaysel's on a killing spree as they bring down Era. New guys turning this game around, kill by kill. We expected a bloodbath, and I think that's what we're getting.
Yeah, 28 kills in 17 minutes. This is looking pretty good. I feel like that's a bit of a sloppy play from Final Tribe, though, just to get picked off one by one. I feel like they could have just backed off as a team, waited for everybody to be alive again, and they've lost their mid-tier 1 as well, which is super important.
Yeah, but then again, Bloodseeker, the all-important hero of this game. Oh, Pablo's making a play onto Kaysel, but misses the stun.
True, but at the same time, the Ember's just died 2 times in a row. Like I was talking about how good Ember was scaling into this mid to late game, and he's just been set back quite a lot by those 2 deaths.
Yeah, quite surprising, in fact, considering he's got this Yule's up, but he's still dying pretty quick. So, Magnus actually has found a really good timing in this game. He's managed to stay okay on the on the net worth chart. But, you know, Blink and Arcanes is kind of what you're after around that sort of 15-minute mark where he got it.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not going BKB next, honestly. I feel like the BKB is probably more important than the Force this game. Especially against, you know, this Ember coming out as well.
Oh, Skewer out. Yanasan fan once again not given a break on this Pudge. He's going to go for the Dismember, but what's it really going to do is the boat comes down and Pudge is taken out. And, well, Rupture out on Tanisha. This time Charlie wants to commit to a fight as he pops the BKB and runs forwards. And, well, Magnus is going to be the first target, gets torn up. Now down goes the Conqueror as well. This isn't looking for a good fight. Can Eldersash get out of this one? Trying to work it around the fight. But caught in the backlands. Hanskid does get taken down by K-Star and Exotic Deer, however. And, well, a little bit of a trade, perhaps. Not a good trade for the new guys, but certainly not as bad as it could have been.
They need to try and fight around this RP from the mag, and unfortunately it was on cooldown for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, I think it was. So when they take a fight without the RP, it's always going to end in an unfavourable trade, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important spell to play around. I mean, as fun as Magnus is, you know, a Shockwave and a Skewer doesn't really do that much. You do want to have that stun available. Even if you're just using it onto one hero, it still makes the Magnus like twice the value. Oh, they don't quite manage to get the stun out onto Era. They know he's got this Yule, so ooh, she keeps trying.
If they'd have led with the Terrorize there instead of the Exotic Deer blink in, I think they might have got the kill. Yeah. But they weren't 100% sure that Ember was there. So they just didn't want to risk it, especially with Terrorize being such a long cooldown. 100 seconds when it's level 1.
Don't worry though, she's got another ulti, so it's fine. Boat just thrown down onto this creep wave. Cool. 4 last hits. Value.
Yeah, why not? It's only on a 50-second cooldown. Absolutely fine.
And I'm not sure if he knew that Pablo was there, but you know, if he went to farm that creep wave, then probably would have given him time to get all his homies in. But his homies are... Well, he's got a lot of homies. He's a popular dude. More popular than me, as they come towards the middle lane.
I would have liked to have seen Pablo max out the Spike Carapace before the Impale this game. I think it's a really good Spike Carapace game. Doesn't seem to be going for it for now. But I do like
there's a lot of uncontrollable damage, isn't there?
Yeah, I like that he's going for the Yules first, though. It's a good setup for the Impale, and it's also really good against the Silencer. He needs a way to get out of the global.
No, I like this build a lot from the Wraith King, though. And going for the Armlet into the Blink, it just makes him so good at fighting. This is one of the really fantastic early game fighting builds you can go on Wraith King, and yeah, it gives him a lot of potential this match.
Yeah, the Radiance isn't necessary so early this game just because he has the Magnus to help him empower. And if you saw how far they were behind before at the start of this game, because of this empower, they've just been farming away like the last 5-10 minutes. And the Kunku and the Wraith King are both back in the game completely now.
Power treads on Pudge. Thoughts?
Just makes him a bit more tanky. It's fine.
Okay.
But the Pudge has fallen off really hard. Like, he was doing really well early on, but these last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, he hasn't really got anything done. And this hero is all about momentum.
Patos was sitting in the tree line just waiting to see if he could maybe make something happen, but his team were all out of there by that time. Meanwhile, Era is just pushing in the mid lane. Now backs himself out. Didn't have a run that up before, which seemed risky, but does now.
You really want to have a safety remnant all the time this game. No reason not to, especially now you've got the Yules. You're pretty free to get out all the time.
And Era's just making himself a complete pain. He's just kind of playing around this side of the map, sticking to the shadows, especially in this nighttime, being very far forwards and pushing in lanes and forcing new guys to really kind of hold a couple of heroes back, which is exactly what you want when you're playing this Nyx Pudge lineup. Pickoffs are what you're after, and if your enemy team is 5-manning, you're not going to find them. Yanasan Fan going for the TP. Patos will walk into just as it finishes, so no skewer cancel available.
They really wanted to fight top the new guys, but the Ember was just pushing the bot lane in, and they had to deal with it. You can't just let them take a tier 2 for free.
Well, they've done a lot. They've done a lot to it, as everything comes forward. But I think, yep, there's another pick-off. They find Patos in the tree line. I think he was just waiting to set up for an RP or something, but did get caught out.
That's a really greedy play from him, though, especially when he knows his team's TP'd out already. Probably just looking to push the wave up, but gets punished for it.
I love what he's doing with his Quelling Blade as well, because obviously he was farming in the lane. He holds onto the Quelling Blade now, though, just so that he can keep to the tree line, form some new paths through and stuff. You know, that's a really nice Magnus play. That's what I like to see a lot of teams doing. I feel like Quelling Blade's a very underused item as well, because it just opens up these trees to the sides of the lane so much for you.
That's true, but it helps him jungle as well at the same time. Like, It's a value item, especially when he doesn't really have anything better to replace it with. This Wraith King's getting so big now, though, with this Empower coming from the mag. He's got the gold for the Relic now, not that far off the Radiance. And these little skeletons as well are helping him farm so much. They have 50% magic resistance now, it's ridiculous. So much.
Have we seen anybody go for like the pure skeleton build where you only buy like aura items to help out your skeletons and then just have these little dudes like stacking super hard?
That sounds absolutely dreadful.
Doesn't it?
I hope
It'd
nobody
be
ever
amazing.
does that.
I think you only go dreadful builds, you know, it's the best way to play Dota.
Oh, right, okay.
Because then when it works, you look like a genius.
This Pudge was fun to watch at the start of the game, but if you compare what he's doing to the Mag at this point in time in these position 3s, Mag's just offering his team so much more. Like this Empower is helping his core scale so well that the teamfight potential for the RP is just one up on the Pudge completely.
Big hooks onto the creep. And now the Dismember to follow up as well. Pretty big. I think he was just trying to use the Blood Rage to heal up, but he rolled himself so much that he kind of made a 0 increase in health by the end of it. That's the life of a Pudge.
When you see a Nyx picked up as well, you usually see either they have like global potential with like a Spectre coming in, maybe a Sunstrike or whatnot for kills, or you see some kind of ganking partner for the Nyx to go around with, but they don't really have that this game on the final tribe. The Nyx is kind of going around trying to get things done, but the Vendetta doesn't really have anyone to partner up with.
Oh, Global Silence used. They're going onto the era here. Yes, it is, but they actually mess it up as he gets the Yules off. And, well, the stuns from the Conqueror a little bit off the mark. Now Hansgen throwing out that ulti, trying to do all the damage to the Dark Willow. She is going to survive for now, but she's dropping very low, and Charlie sees her. Charlie sees everything. Now the RP is pretty big. It's onto 3. Skewer them back into the Bramble Maze, and they get torn apart. Pablo trying to get away, but Yule's up in the tree line, and in they go. They surround him, and they take him in from every single angle. There's no way getting out of this one, Pablo. It's a 4-man team wipe. New guys. What a fight from them, and what a play from Patos.
Yeah, as soon as the Bloodseeker runs into the Ramble Maze there, the fight's just over. Like, he didn't pop his BKB before, and he's just stuck there, just stands there for a second, and Patos is like, alright, whatever, I'll just have you. And what a good RP. And that hit by the Wraith King that nearly one-shot all of the rest of the heroes, by the way, wasn't a crit. So if this big RP comes out and this Wraith King blinks in on top and they get a couple of crits, everyone just dies. Who's in the RP? There's so much damage.
Well, as we enter the 26th minute of this game, and you guys have managed to pull off a little bit of a comeback here. If we just look at this net worth, we can see that Final Tribe were looking very convincing with their ganking lineup, but as expected, they've kind of started to fall behind. They couldn't keep up the momentum. And I feel like Magnus is really good in that sort of situation, though. Just like 1 RP, he's thinking about it. Not sure he should be. Pablo throws down the stun onto Silencer, follow it up with a hook. Yunesan fan, well, you know, I'd give that a solid sort of 6 out of 10 hook. It was a pretty easy setup for him. The guy was standing still, but still nice positioning.
I mean, it was good team play, if anything, because they got the kill without really committing anything too hard. Like, it's just the slight chains into a long-range impale, into a long-range hook. And they had no chance of losing anybody there for that kill.
A lot of skeletons.
I like this blink that Pudge is going for, though, as well. They have to be able to get onto the backlines and pick off heroes like the Silencer before they're global, maybe the Willow before she gets her spells off. I hope you're ready for a Bedlam kill on the position 1 at 50 minutes into the game, because Willow's a really strong hero.
Yeah, I do love seeing that. Pretty entertaining.
The fact that a position like 4 this game can just kill a position 1 just from 100 to 0 with the Bedlam is ridiculous. Especially when these BKBs
smoke up immediately gets revealed as Pablo walks into a whole lot of hurt. Patos was going to go for the skewer, doesn't even bother. Pablo gets the 4-man. Hello.
There's no way.
No way. Oh my god. Oh my word.
Oh, please no.
Jesus.
How has he pulled that one off? They all just kind of stood in a line ready for the impale. That was a bit weird. And they all thought he would come back down from the Yules where he was, but when you get X marked, you go back to where you were anyway.
That was,
if it's timed right anyway, sorry. Not all the time.
Yeah, I feel like that was a Hail Mary play from the Nyx Assassin, but hey, you know, when it works, it works.
He broke the smoke as well, so
yeah.
You know, that could have been very bad for their team if they got caught with their pants down.
Yeah.
Pablo's on it.
100 gold. What a dream. What a dream. Alrighty, so that's gonna make final tribes in the next few minutes of the game pretty easy. You know, they know they're not gonna be smoked again. Well, they assume they're not gonna be smoked again. Look at this, they're just kind of using their freedom. Actually, Invis Rune and Vendetta, and Yanasam Fan and Nyx, they're on the hunt. They've tried this. They tried this so much earlier on. It didn't work. Now, there's no heroes around here, so I don't think it's going to work again. But
they're trying to bait out the Ember in this bot lane because they've been defending this tier 2 a lot, but looks like they realise something's going on, something's a bit fishy, so they just let the tower fall instead, which is the right play.
You guys ping out Roshan. It's a brave call, but they do have their RP available now.
This Wraithing's just playing around the sentry ward. He thinks the Nyx is going to be around here somewhere.
Ooh, Hook is off the mark, and it's the Silencer who might go up pretty quickly in this. Does manage to get his ulti off, though. They send the Nyx into the air, actually sends himself up there. As Sash, he's not getting away from this one. Leon's going to take him off. Meanwhile, Charlie, where have you been all game? Well, he probably runs out with his BKB, trying to finish off Paytos. Paytos just turns around and RPs the guy. Now with the stun out from Exotic Deer as well, they're able to take down Charlie. Back on the main side of the fight, CM gets knocked off as Exotic Deer pops his BKB and runs straight in and clobbers the poor maiden. Meanwhile, Yanasam Fan D-wards and now walks in, trying, well, Paytos just playing around this fight, but Pudge stuck inside the brown maze, gets torn apart. It's a triple kill for Exotic Deer, and he didn't even die once. He's still got that reincarnation available.
The chain's nearly finished off the mag there on the backline, but survived on 15 HP.
Whew. Paytos really playing it close to the line.
I still think he needs a BKB on the mag though, but he's actually being really greedy and going for the Shadow Blade next as well.
Punker in the middle lane. He's doing alright. He's got the Empower, so they're pretty scared to come near. But no Roshan was had after all. You know, the Magnus got too low. They didn't have their RP. I felt like they could have tried it, but again, you know, you've got this Ember and you've got this Nyx still alive. These two heroes are very good at interrupting Roshan. They require you to be very cautious when you're taking it. So because of that, they just don't go in for it.
Oh, the Ember's just dived in. That's
yeah.
Interesting. If you don't kill the Ember in these fights, it's so difficult to commit to towers and things afterwards. But they see Era.
Oh, well, Pablo's in the backlines trying to finish off the Silencer here. He's pinging it out. Now that Yules comes out onto the next assassin, he's got a Yules of his own if he needs it, but he doesn't because there's no X marks. Meanwhile, Charlie comes in looking to fight this one up. He pops a bit KB. Nice hook with the Rupture as well onto the Conquer, but now the Skewer back. Yanasam Fan disabled up. Everything cancelled, stuck in the middle of everybody as he gets brought down. Meanwhile, Nisha does die to Charlie after all thanks to that Rupture. Charlie running around this fight able to take down K-Saw as well. Pablo with the stun on Paytos does actually miss it. Meanwhile, Sash getting brought down by Era, who's just chasing him down with that Flame Guard. Meanwhile, on the backlines, it's Magnus in the middle of everything, but he doesn't have an RP, he doesn't have anything. Wraith King now in the middle of it all. He's got a reincarnation available as he tries to bring down the Ember Spirit. Ember does just about get out on very little. How Pablo gets critted, nearly brought down. Charlie and Pablo not sure they want to do this. Meanwhile, the Remnant comes back from the Ember Spirit. Does look like they're just going to disengage on the Exotic Deer. So once again, nobody really coming out as a clear winner in these fights. What is going on right now?
I think Final Tribe are definitely the winners of that fight, keeping the Ember and the Bloodseeker alive. The thing is, they're doing a really good job of just ignoring Exotic Deer completely in these fights. Just killing everybody else off first and not letting that reincarnation be a threat to them. They know that they can't kill him twice or the rest of his team's up, so just kill everybody else first.
Absolutely. Alright, who needs to, I mean, how do they come ahead in this? Oh, Era, caught out. Can they keep him locked down? He's got the Yule Scepter. Now the Global Silence is used though, and Era, he's got no way out, or does he? As he just able to run straight out of that one. Meanwhile, Pablo runs in. Got the Curse Crowns, will use it up. Nice hook onto the high ground. They've got Exotic Deer, but he does still have the reincarnation. Meanwhile, Elder Sash is trying to get some damage off from the low ground. He's doing a pretty good job of it as well. Charlie coming in, Exotic Deer blinking forwards. Not sure who he wants to go to. Hook does miss it. The hero was already dead. Now, Exotic Deer in the middle of it all stuns up the Pudge, and now with the Fear as well, just gives him a free hitting time. Can he bring down the Pudge in time? Meanwhile, Charlie coming in the back lines. Finally, Wraith King finished him off, but now Charlie getting low as he's comboed up by the Conquer. Charlie trying to get away with one. He's pretty low on HP, and the Bramble Maze comes down. Charlie, he's caught out. No BKB, no nothing, as he gets brought down. And you guys, they strike back with quite some force, which leave the Final Tribe reeling.
Again, though, Ember didn't die. It's not the end of the world for the Final Tribe. He's their key hero.
He's got an Aeon Disc now.
Charlie dying over and over again here is a little bit of a problem.
I know, he was...
When I say over and over again, that's not what I mean at all. But every time he dies, it really hurts this Bloodseeker's mid-game momentum because the Bloodseeker doesn't scale massively well, and he hasn't built items that help him scale, like the Radiance, like the Maelstrom. He doesn't farm fast. So it's all down to this Ember now, and he's 7,000 net worth behind the Wraith King just because of this Empower from the mag. He still has his Radiance turned off, by the way, on the Wraith King. I'm not sure he's realised. He's had it turned off for about 2 minutes now. Okay, there you go. He turns it on. I mean, the Nyx is really good against the Radiance just for the Carapace stun, but never mind. Oh yeah. I'm not sure if people realise, but when you use yourself up in the air, if the global comes out afterwards, you still do get silenced.
Yeah, we did notice that in that last fight. It was
pretty scary.
I'll be honest, I didn't know that's how that worked. I thought yours was similar to Banish, but it is similar to Banishing in some ways, but it's a bit of a different mechanic.
Yeah, you can still get silenced while you're up in the air. So
can you still get hooked whilst you're yours?
No, you used to be able to, and that's why yours on Pudge was the most ridiculous thing in the world, but they changed it. So you can't hook people that are used anymore.
It's pretty weird back in the days, I remember that much. And your teammates could just get it and then yours themselves and get a free hook out, which is pretty fun. I wouldn't call it OP, but it was decent.
Oh, this Arcane Rune. Ember sees
it's going to be caught out here, and there's the X-Marks. He already used his Remnant. This is a big mistake from him as they silence him whilst he's in the air. Exotic Deer just jumps in. He's got the Aeon Disc. At least it's going to keep him alive for a bit, but the Fear comes out, and they take down Exotic Deer. Celebratory boat crashes into his corpse as well.
And that's a free Roche for the new guys.
A free Roche. A big step up for them. Now, this is the first Roshan of the game at 34 minutes, and, well, new guys will take it with glee. Once again, the final tribe just really didn't have any Roche taking ability.
It looked like Pablo was looking for something there, but
yeah, thinking of going for the cute plays.
What is that skeleton? That Wraith King line, by the way? I've never seen. Oh,
yeah, some fan. He's gonna try and get the deny off as he just starts rupturing. Oh no, it doesn't work. Sorry, Brossing himself. Handskin also going down. A lot of pickoffs come on the way of new guys right now. The final tribe just not having discipline.
Yeah, they're just collapsing. They have to commit to that Roche or just back off completely, and they stuck off somewhere in the middle, and it just allows them to get picked off one by one. And this is just going to be high ground for new guys. They're not going to be afraid here, especially with the Ember dead.
Right. Radiant's turned
They have RP up as well.
They're pretty confident. It's a spy back from Ember. He's only got 15 seconds. They really don't want to use it, but what choice do they have? They're going to lose Rex otherwise.
They have to just let it go. They can't fight this. And the problem is the game's not going to get any easy for them. And you can see, we talked about in the draft with this last bit.
Exotic Deer. Sorry, he blinks top, but there's still a tier 2 up.
Yeah, we were talking in the draft that they didn't have a building hitter. They don't have an objective taker. And you can see this game, they won so many fights at the start, but they couldn't get anything done with it. Yeah. And they pigeonholed themselves in the draft. Like, pigeonholed themselves.
Last game, yep. Handskin gets brought down in the middle lane as Kunker and Silencer just stick around for the +1. Get a bit of damage off onto the Silencer, but they're very scared to commit to this. They know that this RP is still up. So any kind of kill is kind of tricky, but this guy's so low. Pablo really wants to finish him off. Will be successful in doing so. He's got the Yules as well, so doesn't really care about the X-Marks.
I mean, Exotic Deer doesn't
out
care about
onto
this rupture.
Exotic Deer, yeah, that's questionable. Will they get the hook off? Okay, alright. 8 out of 10 hook. Pretty big.
Like he's
and
not
their
worried.
barracks have fallen. 2 barracks down, the final tribe. They were doing so well, and now they are doing not great.
They have to catch more here. They need to get like either this Wraith King or something, because they can't just lose 2 racks for free.
Where is Patos? He's waiting. Patient Patos, that's what they call him. Trust me. Hero's waiting around as well. I mean, this Aeon Disc is really nice for kind of disrupting the combo of the RP and everything, but still, it's kind of a desperation item from the from Era. He's just died so much on this Ember Spirit. It's very difficult for him to get anything done with the amount of shutdown, especially with the Silencer, the Willow, all the uses they have, all the stuns they have. It's a heavy lockdown team. The X-Marks as well. So much for the Ember to play against this game. It's really tricky.
Honestly, though, it feels like this Pudge position 3 does the same kind of thing as a Pudge position 4. The only difference is he gets slightly more last hits at the start of the game. So why do you need to play the Pudge as a position 3 when it does the same thing? Where's the value? Because I don't see it at the moment.
Oh, here they go. You know, some fan getting walked on here, and his team have just left him for dead. As Exotic Deer gets beyond godlike, is there a germ?
They just feel so disjointed on Final Tribe at the moment because they don't really have any team fight, which again was something else we said they needed in the last pick of the draft, and it's looking pretty rough for them now.
I would agree with you there. And Pablo needs to be more careful now as well, as that Dark Willow does have the German. Who's that circled him? It's a Kunkka that's just circled him here, so... Nisha says, there's probably a Nyx here, just leave him.
Fine, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And Power's not doing anything anyway, just because they don't have any kill potential with Vendetta. Like we mentioned, it's kind of just him running around, not really achieving anything with the Vendettas this game.
Yep, yeah. You can tell what they were going for. Vendetta with a Pudge, you know, Pablo initiates and then Pudge follows up with a hook, easy kills, but it just didn't go down that way.
It also feels we haven't really seen them use the Crystal Maid in this game as other teams have. Other teams have played this hero so much better.
Well, here we go, the final barracks for the final tribe. Not their final chance, but certainly not looking good for them. And nice stun onto 2. Kunkka now ruptured up, but he's of course got that Aegis, so interesting choice of rupture target, I would say. Now the fear comes out and they manage to get the Nyx assassin on the front lines. Nisha, he's getting brought down pretty low, but it's a nice up here. Well, no, not really, just onto the Bloodseeker, but that's all they needed. They tear him apart. Era having to use off early to stop getting stunned by the Wraith King, but they've lost their Bloodseeker. What can they do? Their racks are being taken. This is Mega Creeps. They can't defend versus this. They need a way to initiate. They need a way to fight, but they've just got nothing. Well, down goes one. Meanwhile, the Rupture Dismember is out onto the Willow, but they just turn around and kill the Pudge. No problems. Nice little Searing Chains, but there's Mega Creeps now. This was such an awkward fight for the final tribe. They lose their Bloodseeker right at the start, and now what? Pablo, he's going to have to use this one off, but I don't even see how they can defend from Mega Creeps right now, as they find a nice kill onto Kesor, but Era will die in response to that. Buyback from Era, getting back into this fight. Meanwhile, Pudge under the tier 4s with Kunkka, but Kunkka is pretty damn tanky. Playing around with Pablo right now as Pablo gets next marks, but in comes Era. Okay, they might be able to at least finish off the Kunkka. Peytos is also hanging around in Invis. He's got a Shadow Blade, and
oh no,
okay.
The Wraith Fire Blast!
This is a very interesting place. He actually picks up the Nyx Assassin, and now dismembered under 2 tier 4s. What does it matter? Peytos comes in to try and interrupt it. Now gets frozen off on the sidelines as Haskin comes in, wants to pop the ulti, really wants to finish off this Magnus, will be successful, but meanwhile Exotic Deer and Elisasha's coming back in. Nisha is here as well. Take down Yanasim Fan. Hanskin running around. CM, he's being chased. They have the vision. They take him down. It's over. Final tribe, they fall. And they get 2-0'd, I say, as we...
And exactly
not calling it.
All his allies are puny and weak. That's,
yep.
That's interesting.
Okay, pretty bad manner. Charlie just running in, gets kill onto Elisash at least, and now running back out again. Just runs back to Fountain. Oh no, doesn't quite make it. And now gets rammed back by Peytos. Charlie, sort of butt. Limb from limb, Ancient under attack, Bloodseeker buys back. They have the Ember as well. What can you do? Well, Era... it's not a whole lot. RP using the Bloodseeker, but the throne is dead. What does it matter? GG is called. The throne goes down. Final tribe. They're down to the lower bracket, and you guys are going to be facing off versus who got through from the first game again? Gang Squad.
Do you remember what they're called?
These teams, they change names every tournament. It's quite difficult. But Gang Squad, aka Ex-Penta.
I mean, that's really rough for Final Tribe. Like, they don't have a hero that can start fights. Either you hook somebody, or Nyx has to blink in and stun somebody, and Pudge must have missed sort of about 10 hooks in a row at the end of that game.
Yeah, that's a fun. I'm so surprised, like Pablo is a Pudge player.
Yeah, I thought so as well. But like I said in the draft, if you don't hit hooks, then the hero just doesn't offer as much as, like, just doesn't really offer anything. So, very hit and miss, and unfortunately was a miss this game, even though we were very excited to watch it.
Yeah, it was one or two kind of exciting moments, but in the end, it doesn't quite work out. Look at this damage put out from Era, though. I mean, on this Ember Spirit, 35,000 damage on him. Definitely not bad. The same, in fact, the most damage in the game coming out from him. Exotic Deer getting pretty close. But, you know, and 58 soul and intelligence on the Silencer as well. Pretty brutal. As
it just felt like there wasn't really much synergy. That was all. And you could see what new guys were trying to do. They had so much teamfight potential in their draft. You wanted to catch somebody, use the RP, pop the global, just win the team fights. And they could even take objectives as soon as Exotic Deer got some items online, which was very easy because Mag just empowers him, and they Final Tribe just allowed new guys to farm for 10 minutes with that empower, and they were in front on Final Tribe, and they fell so far behind just because of the Empower for those 10 minutes. So very sad for Final Tribe.
Yeah, but it's not over yet. They get to play again in the lower bracket. They'll have to face off versus 2 teams if they want to make it through to the playoffs now. Meanwhile, New Guys have only got 1 more game to win, which I think... Yeah, so the next game is going to be coming up in approximately 1 hour, and I'll be with Lizard for that one. I'm ditching Mo Farah. I finally fired him. He's more on the end of my tether, but thanks for the cast today, man.
Yeah, it's been good fun. I'm all worn out now. I'm absolutely boiling in my room. So I'll be tuning in for the cast. I'll be in the Twitch chat. It's fine.
Good. Wouldn't have it any other way. We'll be joining Lizard for the final Gate series today, so don't go anywhere. Everybody loves a bit of Lizard cast. And we'll see you very shortly for that. Well, in an hour. Depends what your definition of shortly is. If you enjoyed the cast, then please throw us a follow on Twitter. I'll throw them in the chat. And thank you for watching this game, and we'll be back soon.